John Cena versus Randy Orton was perfect. This is a really bizarre way to bring Jeff Cobb in. I mean, the dude is 42. I expected the finish to be so brutal that it would ride Pat McAfee off WWE TV. What's up, wrestling fans? I'm Ben Allison here at Wrestling Republic, and I've analyzed last night's WWE Backlash PLE, and here are my 5 key findings. In at number 5, Jeff Cobb debuting in the Bloodline was bizarre to say the least. I'm presuming what they're building to here is Jacob Fatu and God getting annoyed at Solo Sikoa for bringing an outsider into the Bloodline, and then this will eventually lead to Solo Sikoa and Jeff Cobb against, I guess, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. But even still, this is a really bizarre way to bring Jeff Cobb in. I mean, the dude is 42, and if you're going to bring him into the company now, I thought they'd kind of have him in a bit of a major role or at least something, because this angle is almost like a way to make a star, but at his age, they don't really have time on his side. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of Jeff Cobb. He is massively talented, but I don't really know why they are signing him when they've just released tons of talents who are just as talented as him and younger. It's a bizarre one, it truly is, but I'm going to let it play out, I'm going to see how it goes, and I'm excited to see certain Jeff Cobb matches in WWE. I mean, imagine him versus Gunther, him versus Dragunov, him versus McIntyre. All of those would be bangers. I will definitely be missing him though in New Japan Pro Wrestling, because this guy was having bangers every single G1. In at number 4, I'm glad Lyra beat Becky, but I do think a rematch is coming. I still 100% do think that Becky Lynch is going to be the next Women's Intercontinental Champion, but I am really glad that they gave Lyra this win, because it keeps Lyra looking strong. It keeps her looking like a major threat in the women's division. I mean, she's only been on the main roster for just over a year now, and she's done so much in that time. Becky can easily take this loss, then at the next show win it, and at that point I do think Becky is going to be the one to really elevate this title to the next level. But while that is what I think will happen, I am going to quickly suggest an alternate theory. What if Becky loses the rematch yet again, and at that point she has a little bit of a breakdown, just like Charlotte Flair did on this week's SmackDown? Then you do a draft and you draft Becky Lynch to SmackDown, and at this point you start to build towards a tag team with Becky and Charlotte. After all, we all saw that WWE Unreal trailer where we saw on the original WrestleMania card, it showed that Charlotte and Becky were meant to team together. So what if all of this is going to lead to Charlotte and Becky reinvented as a tag team going against the Wyatt Six? That would be fun. In at number 3, Gunther vs Pat McAfee was a lot of fun, but it was not the ending that I expected. I expected the finish to be so brutal that it would ride Pat McAfee off WWE TV until Royal Rumble season, after he's done covering the college football preseasons and actual season. But I guess not. And to be fair, this is earlier than when he normally goes away, and I brought that point up a few weeks ago. But the ongoing theory was that he was going to be very busy with a preseason this year or something like that. But based on the finish to this, I think he's sticking around. But like I said, the match was a whole lot of fun, and Pat McAfee's selling was absolutely exceptional. And as always, Gunther adapted his style to benefit his opponent. He is probably, in fact not even probably, I think definitely the best in the world at that. He can get the best matches out of anybody, Gunther, and I don't think enough people mention that because that quality is insanely good. Also, Michael Cole on commentary was hilarious. But before we do get into the top 2 key findings, if you guys could do me a huge favor and leave a like and subscribe on this video, that would be massively appreciated. Here at Wrestling Republic, we do multiple videos per week, plus in addition to that, we have a live daily stream every single day at 8 PM UK, 3 PM Eastern, 12 PM Pacific. I hope to see you guys there. In at number 2, John Cena versus Randy Orton was perfect for what it needed to be. I was hooked in from the start and I had a blast watching it. It was ridiculous amounts of just enjoyment and fun. Was it overbooked? Definitely. Was there too many RKO kickouts? Absolutely. That is my one issue with it. But did I enjoy it? Did I have fun? Were I sports entertained? Yes. And do I think this was better with all this malarkey than if they just did a one-on-one wrestling match? Yes, I do, because let's not forget, both Randy Orton and John Cena are far past their prime at this point, and I really do think this was the best case scenario. Like I said, I don't think Cena should have kicked out of 3 RKOs, and there was another 2 after that, but then ref bumps were involved, so it's not as bad. But he kicked out of 3 RKOs pretty much cleanly. But that was literally the only negative about it. Apart from that, I did enjoy it, and I know some people didn't like the R-Truth factor, but screw it, it was fun, enjoy yourself! Also, the fact that he just RKO'd all the agents and Nick Aldis, that was brilliant as well. And in at number 1, a one-off John Cena and R-Truth match at Saturday night's main event would be fun. As long as it only takes up one of Cena dates, and that date is Saturday night's main event, I am all for this. He doesn't need to appear on Raw or SmackDown over the next couple of weeks to build it. Just appear at the event and do it. It'll be a fun 2-minute squash match, and then post-match you can do an angle with somebody else to build a Money in the Bank feud. Possibly CM Punk, although I'm going to be honest, I do hope they kind of leave that a little bit for later now, because I think that would be a little bit too rushed. But at the end of the day, if you were going into this John Cena retirement tour expecting 5-star matches, I mean, firstly, you haven't seen a match of his for the last 5 years because he is past it, right? And him doing all this screwy stuff and it being fun, it works, and I do think it's the best case scenario. It's different, it's refreshing, and yes, I still do agree the Travis Scott thing at WrestleMania was a step too far. That was silly, that ending genuinely did suck. But the Randy Orton one did work, and I do think him versus R-Truth would work as well. And then at SummerSlam, maybe you can run back him and Cody or something else. But listen, I'm here for it, and I'm enjoying it. But that's enough about my thoughts from last night's show. Let's get into the thoughts that you guys have submitted via our Instagram broadcast channel. Up first, we have Wrestling Chico saying the high point was the GOAT Cena match. The low point was Becky not winning the IC title. Listen, Wrestling Chico, I think Becky is still going to get it, don't worry, but I do agree that the Cena match was a lot of fun. The Real Som 2 says Backlash as a whole served its purpose. People weren't too excited for it, but it established stars like Lyra Valkyria and developed storylines. Yeah, I agree. People didn't really have high expectations going into this show, and that kind of follows a theme about Backlashes in recent years, because people didn't have really high hopes for the France one or for the one in Puerto Rico the year before, and both massively over-delivered. Saying that, I did actually say going into this show that I did think it was going to over-deliver, just because the card and the build wasn't great, but I thought that on paper it was going to be fun enough to exceed expectations, so it didn't surprise me too much. Christian Erst_60 says the underrated high point was Gunther and Pat McAfee delivering more than we thought, but the low point was Jeff Cobb's reaction. That is true, people didn't really know who he was, and that again doesn't really surprise me. Like, it's not really like he's been a huge star elsewhere, and with all due respect to Jeff Cobb, because I really genuinely do like him, he is not massively over elsewhere either. Like, even in Japan, he was very much a mid-card guy. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I'm kind of questioning it as a signing. I think he could have been a good addition to help the NXT main event scene, and then maybe being a coach there in a few years' time, so it kind of leads into a role for him for after his career. But for him to just come into the main roster for this storyline, it does just feel a little weird for me. At the Green Alien, BMG says they should have had at least one title change. And I mean, back in the Vince McMahon days, there always, well, nearly always, was a title change on every show. But at the end of the day, Triple H cards are now much shorter. 5 matches on a show, so you really can't have a title change every show, and to be honest, it doesn't bother me massively. And last but certainly not least, we got Jose99, who says the high point was the United States Championship match. I haven't even had a chance to touch upon that. That was a lot of fun, and that bump Drew McIntyre talk looked absolutely brutal, but thankfully Triple H said he's okay. But also Gunther versus Pat, R-Truth screwing Randy Orton. That was fun. But the low point was Cena having Roman's luck of referee knockout. We're going to see this all the time and all along. We really are. It's going to be silly, but hey, it's fun. Just get into it, I say, because if we look at it from the perspective of wanting a technical 5-star match, you are going to be disappointed. So I just think we just got to enjoy it for what it is and not expect anything more than that. But the one word which I have used throughout this video continuously is the word fun. And that kind of summarizes this show. It over-delivered, it was fun, from start until finish I enjoyed, and it kind of flew by as well. So, you know what? Screw it. It can take my money. Because at the end of the day, if you enjoy something from start until finish, it's an easy watch and you're excited to see what happens next. Well, it achieved its job perfectly. But what did you guys think of the show? Make sure to let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a fantastic couple of days. Peace.